I can just start to. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Valeria. Hi, everyone. Can you hear
Very
me?
tired. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me properly? Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you, so everything is fine. The audio and the video, they are both fine.
Great.
So I want to introduce shortly you reading something that I wrote for the Over Nature catalog, just to.
Right.
And then we can discuss together if what I wrote probably more than over 1 year ago, it's still valid for you, or if your research, I think your research is growing up and is developing, is a normal and human process, I think. So,
yeah.
The photographer Guillaume, I'm sorry all the time if I'm not pronouncing with the French accent your name and last name. And I apologize all the time.
Fine.
So I will try to learn. Probably at the end now I will be able to do that. Guillaume Combal has another vision of world in accordance with the landscapes written by Anne Kakelin. While the classic conception of landscape presumes that nature is stable, permanent, and harmonious, and the romantic vision distinguishes nature as a chaotic force, in contrast, current artistic practices seem to explore their reciprocal effects generated by the dynamic interaction between humans and matter. This issue revisits the notion of landscape as an artistic genre in the contemporary artistic context. His interest in nature, its structure, and its metamorphosis is explored by his camera. This technological medium makes him the perfect observer, able to investigate the hidden natural process in the world. Guillaume Combal interacts with landscapes and he transfers his empirical experience in his drawings, installation, and photos as a diary of an explorer. So let me know.
Yeah, as a diary, as an explorer. Yeah, that's few words kind of describe more or less the work. So. Before speaking about the work in itself, I just wanted to say thank you for the Luan Gallery, to host the exhibition, and it's very nice. And Luan Gallery is a very nice place. I've been there, and yeah, I wanted to say that even if you don't like art, you can just stay there.
Yeah,
you can just talk.
It's a beautiful place.
The building was, I think, was rewarded with an award in 2013. I think the best cultural center or something like that. So if you want to drive, if you drive across Ireland and between Galway and Dublin and you want to stop somewhere, just stop in that London and just go to the Luan Gallery because it's a very nice place.
It's beautiful, and the architect and everything is beautiful there. I think
there when her exhibition is on, and you will of course see one of my piece. So what Valeria was speaking about was she was speaking about my work, and so when she was saying that was about diary, it's about it's a bit like that. It's an exploration of our surroundings and how what is around you is giving what is around you what is making you a bit different, and at the same time this difference will have an impact on what you are going to make your surroundings. So it's an ubiquity, and so the title of the piece I'm exhibiting is called Ubiquity, and it's, as you know, it's an installation. So what means an installation is it's a mix of media. Just described because probably people doesn't know, and so it's an installation into the space with sometimes video or sometimes different lights. And about Ubiquity, it's projection of two images who are the entrance and the exit of the tunnel. And the, I've made this when I was walking around and experimenting the landscape. And so as a diary, I was recorded in my diary this experimenting work I've made, and I wanted to share with somebody, and it's how I thought to how I was going to take a picture, how I was going to record this tunnel, and so I thought the camera was the perfect device to record this space, and what to show in the tunnel, show the entrance, show the exit, show outside, inside, whatever. So I just use camera. I use two cameras to take the tunnels in itself. Yeah. So it's not recording, but it's not recording like 2 meter or 3 meter. It's just recording the space, the space in itself, and yeah. So
it's for me when I installed that piece for the first time. It was to be in between, in the middle of this hypothetical tunnel, and at the same time when we presented this Ubiquity in another version at the Rathfarnham Castle, presenting one part of the tunnel that was in France and the other one here in Ireland. It was something that created something extra special, in my opinion. It was like a Stargate in a certain way, because created really an utopistic space in between, much more than the other piece, because you can be in two different place in the same time. So it's creating this illusion anyway. So
it's an illusion, but there is no tricks, there is no lie. I'm not trying to make a real tunnel into an exhibition space. I'm just trying to translate in a kind of way what I was experimenting this day, and by using different entrance or different exit, that was a new approach, and quite quite philosophical, or there was one side France, one side Ireland. You can read it in different way.
You can read in so many ways, or just it can be just like you are, for example, because you are a French artist that is living now in Ireland, so for such a long time. So I think in a certain way it's possible to read like a biography, or just in a philosophical way. It's very open. Is a work very open. So to welcome so many interpretations. So that is the Ubiquity beauty, I think, of this work, because just to install it's very easy, but it can open so many alternative interpretation and way to look at this space.
It's building an architecture in another using images. So basically, we are using pictures who is 2D, right?
And to create a 3D space.
A 3D space, yeah. So it's it's an I don't want to say again it's an ubiquity, you know, and play on board and so on and so on. But again, we are like into those things of having two sides, one entrance, one exit, and both can be entrance and exit in itself. When I thought about this, I was reading at the time Luis Borges. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I remember one of these story about the I don't know in English, but that was the spring of immortality, where so like the myth and where kind of I will make it quick. Where you have one spring of water giving you some immortality on one side, and on the other side you have the spring of water who will take you back. It will take the immortality for you and you will die. So I just thought, and I like this balance between two sides, and by having the two projection of the entrance exit of the same tunnel that bring everything back to you, and or everything back to you into the space where you are walking.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting piece, and I'm glad that I was able to display somewhere else and one more in the room gallery.
Yeah, and even now these other pieces, they are not in the Luan Gallery, but what about your drawings? Because anyway, we show in these drawings, for example, now at the Cart House Gallery, just in a previous exhibition and in another just venues. So because you are a photographer, so mainly recognizable for that practice, but at the same time, probably your attention to the objects and the reality and the things that they are surrounding us, you are exploring these things also with your pencil, so easily with paper and pencil. So
so in history, the first photographer were actually painter, right? And it's funny today to see the opposite. So photographers who are starting painting. I'm not like a painter. For me, I just use if I need to paint, I will make a painting. If the research, if my thoughts, if the best support is the painter, I will do it. If the best support to express what I'm doing is a drawing, I will draw. So it's of course you can be talented in many ways. Some person would say, "Oh yeah, you're really talented in this. You have to do that and keep doing what you are good at." But I think it's important to have a panel, and every artist through their life tried everything. I have a few things to show. That if you want me, I can just reverse the camera, I guess. So
turn the camera.
Okay. So let's try to not drop the iPhone, and let's try to not spill any tea, because during the week when we tried with Valeria to actually try, we did a trial video, and I spilled my cup of tea on the printer. So my printer is dead, more or less. So I think I have a glass of water somewhere, but it's quite far from where I am now. Okay, so what we are saying is, I don't know, it's just like a mix of everything, and
there is a mix of
So those are my drawings, right? Some were exhibiting during the show, and some not. And so what we can see after, we can see the small photographs. That's the one who were exhibiting in the show, in the Over Nature show. And then after, I just put my hand on those small books that I've made a while ago, and each of them are they have like a name, a title on it, and they have like there's a few photography into it, and I thought that's because
what's happening? Okay, I can hear you again.
Yeah, we were just stopped.
Okay.
So I was just like, if we have the time, if you're interested into it, I can just display. I can just show those one. So just to come back on the drawings.
Yeah.
So the drawings. Those drawings display all the time a beam of light, and I thought, how to draw a beam of light. It's quite difficult, right? You could literally make you could just make something very contrasted with black and white, and you can call it a beam of light.
Yeah.
There is something geological from the geology, like something from the stone or from the cliff. About the size, we don't really know which size what I'm drawing. It's there to show a failure or to show parts of it, and I think this one is probably more relevant when we say beam of light.
Yeah, so I don't know if people they can see well these drawings because it's quite difficult, probably because they are so soft, because they are just pencil. Okay.
Yeah,
now close to the camera it's better, and the people they can see. So it's better, and probably they can understand what you are saying.
Yeah.
For example, this is connected with the geological things, like it can be just a stone, or just can be a land, or a land so wide like it is, in my opinion, Ireland, and you can see through this geological objects through you can see the light. So, and the light is in this case I can say it's something that is part of you, because you are a photographer, and a photographer is who is depicting reality with the light, true light, and this is probably the leitmotif that is driving you in all these things. I think just drawings, they are representing another aspect of your practice, as being a photographer and an artist in general, of course.
There is, and that's just like the three drawings that we. So one of them was, I think, exhibit, but we were exhibiting more, if you remember, and it's I really enjoy making them, and and they speak about something else. So I just wanted to show some photos.
Yes.
So just let me switch. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I made those a while ago. I think I was still in art school at the time, but I just put my hand again last time, and I just thought, it's kind of cool, and to have those. And so each of them have like a title, okay? So it's
Yeah.
in French, and so that's crème
Crème
glacée.
glacée.
Crème
Yeah.
glacée, so like ice cream. So we have réserve, which is like
It's like in English is
stock, you can storing the dough, so from the back, and so on. Okay, so that's let's start by this one. So low stage, the dry water. So on each of those books, small prints, we have some images and
yeah.
Photography is
and I can see these stones that they are present now in this book that you created when you just were a student.
Yeah.
And now you are coming back. So in with your drawings, I think, with this, because there is a connection. Always, probably, everything is always connected.
Always connected, yeah, because it's it's the same person, behind.
Yeah, so you are always you, so it's impossible to change.
To stay in the truth of yourself, you have to try to stay close by who you are, So that's the ice cream one. That was a very snowy day. Anyway, so becoming the size of them is makes those interesting.
It's interesting for me to see the origin of all these new pieces that we displayed and showed at during our Over Nature.
Yeah.
So this is interesting to see where you are coming from. So the background. And as curator, I'm always fascinated by these things because, of course, they can help me to understand better the work that there is behind and the research that there is behind an artist. So
totally. When I was taking picture, I tried myself to take portrait. Okay, taking portrait is it's very you need to have some courage. You need to be courageous, right? Because you are facing someone's eyes, and at the time I was like, okay, I can't take portrait of people because taking someone looking at you is through the lens is so powerful. And I said, okay, I'm starting to take picture of people from the back, taking, and I made those who are interesting, and that was back in France along the seashore. There's a bit of holidays, like a vacation mood around, and I think at the time in what we are now with the virus thing and blah blah blah, all that, it's feeling good to see those people walking around.
Of course, now it's different to see this work because now we can't stay anymore so close to each other. So the physical distance is something so contemporary now, and see your pictures of that time. It's making me like nostalgic of just a past that was it is so recent.
So architecture has always been something that I was interested in the past, and especially the architecture from like all the engineer who like the electric cables and all those poles that are all along the road. And in the past I was interested in the storage in those buildings where we store petrol, I thought I found beauty into it.
Because they have they are now already part of our anyway, tradition, most recent tradition. So even they are things that they are containing something potentially dangerous, and they are dramatically polluted because they are so structured and architected like that.
Okay, one more and then we stop. It can probably bother people to just know this is called the zone.
Yeah. And then again.
Yeah.
This is the first time that you are showing me these things.
I know.
So this is something something new for me and for people that they are viewing us.
To show you that you know, like yeah, it's the fact that you didn't see them before. It makes it more interesting, I guess. Anyway, that's it.
So just you can turn again the camera just to show me your face. Yes.
It's my face. I'm back.
So thank you very much for this, and I don't know if we will be able to see each other again in the reality. It was nice to see and meet you before this pandemic happened.
Yeah, I will meet you, sure.
Yeah, for sure. But that's now. I don't know what will happen. But anyway.
Thank you very much.
I will be at the Luan Gallery next week to install your Ubiquity. So I will enjoy to do that again. And for the last time, that it will be like, oh my God, it's the last time that I'm installing over nature. I'm happy that anyway.
Yeah, well, thank you for your work and all what you have presented so far. It has been a pleasure, to be with all the guys, all the artists during this show. And at the same time, we went everywhere in Ireland, kind of, and we came across lovely people. We just that was so rewarding to do it. So thanks Valeria, and I'm sure in the future you will find more work to do in Ireland, and I can't
hope so, because
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see more from you here, because that was great. Thank you.
No, that was great for me too, because I think only in Ireland was possible just create something like this, because I saw people very cooperative. I have just to admit all of you. You are now part of my, how I said before, to Mary, part of my life, because after over a year, now we are close to celebrate 2 years all together, because I spent 1 year to prepare this exhibition, to meet you and meet the others, decide for the works, all these things that they happen behind the scene before this 1 year traveling around Ireland, and it was a great experience, I have just to say, as a person and as curator, because it was so demanding. I have just to admit, it was really hard work, but anyway, we did it, and we arrived at the end, and now I can say, everything is finished. It's so sad, but at the same time, I'm happy that this exhibition is closing this tour at the Luan Gallery, because as you said, it's a lovely place, beautiful for everyone. If someone is not interested in art but can go there and just look at the river, and the Shannon is beautiful from there. So
especially if you work from home and you are stuck at home and you can't really go anywhere else, or you don't have any space, just go there, and it will be open, Even if there is no art on the wall, I'm sure they will open the door.
Yeah.
You can still ask for it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Valeria.
Thank you so much again, and hope to see you soon. Reality or virtual, doesn't matter anymore. We are now able to meet each other everywhere.